In the book of Mark, the 4th chapter, it says, "And there arose a great storm of wind. The waves beat into the ship so that it was now full." It was now full. Mark, the 4th chapter and the 41st verse. Jump down there real quick. It says, "And they feared exceedingly and said one to another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? Can I trouble you just for about another 5 to 6 minutes to tell you something like this? When the wind cannot win. When the wind cannot win. Let me break it down. When, W-H-E-N, the wind, W-I-N-D, cannot win, or W-I-N. Listen, this is a familiar story that we often hear about, Jesus speaking to the wind, but I like to dig a little deeper just to see what else is here, what we overlooked when we read this text. Let's start at the part that says, when Jesus and his disciples began to cross over to the other side by getting into the ship that was going to carry them over to the other side, there arose a great storm of wind. What I'm seeing here is, isn't it a strange thing that every time someone is about to make some changes in locations and positions, the devil gets busy? Yeah. Point number one, watch this. The adversary knows that in order to stop prosperity, he has to make sure we don't cross over. Let me say that again. The adversary knows that in order to stop prosperity, he has to make sure we don't cross over. We don't change our locations. We stick to our normal everyday situations. He knows that if we move, we're one step closer to our miracles, to our healings, to the life-changing of prosperity. So we move and begin to trust God. When we move and begin to trust God, what do the devil do? He sends a storm. Not a small breeze, not some sprinkles, but the Bible says a great storm, strong enough to get under the waves and the water from the rivers, from the seas, rock the boat, bounces the ships around, toss them from side to side as the water fills the boat. So much water until fear grips the hearts of the minds of those that are with Jesus. Point two, watch this. The storm is out of control. Out of control, meaning a category 5, category 6, 7. You get the picture. The windstorm is something we cannot control. If we don't be careful, it'll kill us. It'll take us out. Let's be real about our life situations. Sometimes they are so far out of control until we forget what we've been through. We forget who brought us through it. We forget and we lose focus on what we're going through. We lose focus on who can bring us through. We look at how big our current situations are and we forget who we are as well as who we with or who can bring us through. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, but look, storms in life will shake us and we will literally just forget about everything, but focus on that storm that we're going through right then and there. But point three, watch this. The Bible said that Jesus was in the windstorm with the disciples. Jesus keeps his promise by making sure that he is with us and we are never alone, even in a windstorm. Jesus was with them on the boat through the storm, but they didn't even focus on that. They only time they focused on Jesus is when they became fearful. Well, watch this. Here's a bonus for you, and I'm about to close this thing. The Bible says that the waves and the winds were so great until the disciples forgot about their faith and their power to speak to the storm and focus on the faith and authority of Jesus to speak to the storm. What am I saying to you? Jesus is trying to get his followers, that's us, his disciples, to develop or use your own faith. Jesus knew that the faith is an essential element that we must exercise. Jesus is saying, let's focus on the root of this issue, which is not the wind, but no faith. Oh yeah, you got that, didn't you? Not the wind, but no faith. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Not only did he say no faith, but watch this. Don't miss this part. The storm consists of strong winds and waves, which is water mixed with the strength of the wind. But Jesus, the master of the sea, spoke to the wind only because Jesus knew the root of the problem. Only spoke to the wind, not the waves, and simply said what? Peace be still. What am I saying to you? Get down to the root. Quit playing with the devil. Speak to the root of the situation and tell it, peace be still. Great is our God. You already know that. And even then, wind couldn't win. Yes, the wind definitely could not win. That's powerful right there. And when the devil is trying to kill, steal, and destroy and create storms in our lives, remember that God cannot lose. So if God can't lose, we can't lose. I can't lose. You can't lose. Oh, we got to use the stuff that we got. What's that? That's that faith. Believe that no matter what happens, we win. We win. The wind couldn't win back then, and it can't win now. Use your faith, because the same God, the same Jesus, the same faith gives us the same results. What's that? We win. God bless you.